Hello there and welcome to our lesson today. Our lesson today is about enlarging shapes. Enlarging shapes means I'm going to do an enlargement for a particular shape. Now this shape right here, in order to do enlargement, I need to draw it but in a larger proportions. So I need different lengths, larger length of the original shape. There is, of course, a proportion to each length. So enlarging or enlargement of a shape is a copy of the shape that changes the length, but I keep all the angles the same. And I need to keep all my proportions. Now, what does that mean exactly if we put it into work? Let's look at this rectangle right here. This rectangle has the length of 2 square centimeters wide and 3 square centimeters in length. Now I need to do an enlargement for this shape. For any shape to do enlargement, I need to know the center of enlargement and the scale factor. The center of enlargement is assigned right here. A center of enlargement means where will I draw my image in reference to what? So for this rectangle, this is the center of enlargement. So I need to draw my image in reference to this center. And how will I know what is the distance between my image and my center of enlargement? It depends on my scale. Now, my scale factor for this enlargement is 2. My scale factor equals 2. How will I use these numbers and these terms in my enlargement? First of all, I need to find the new length for my rectangle. Now, when I draw my image, I will not draw the width will not be 2 square centimeters and the length will not be 3 square centimeters. 2 centimeters and 3 centimeters. The length and the width will change based on my scale factor. Now, if you look at here, I will take each length. I will take the length, which is 3, and I will multiply it by my scale factor, which is 2. So the length or the new length will be 6 centimeters. Now for my width, I will take the width, which is 2 centimeters, and multiply it by my scale factor, and my new width will be 4. So I need to draw a rectangle here with a length of 6 and a width of 4. But I need to take in consideration my center of enlargement. Now you may see here that the center of enlargement is 2 squares far from my rectangle. I also need to multiply my distance by my scale factor. So for the first shape, for my rectangle, it is only 2 squares away from the center of enlargement. For my image that I will draw, it needs to be multiplied by 2. So I will say the center of enlargement, which is 2 times 2, it'll be 4. So now I need to count my squares. I will count 1, 2, 3, 4. So my rectangle needs to be, or to start here. From here, I will draw my width, which is 4. And I will draw my length, which is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 centimeters. And I will complete my rectangle. Now, if you notice here, This will be called my shape. This will be called the image after enlargement. We took in consideration the center of enlargement and my scale factor. Let's take another shape. What if my shape was a triangle? Let's draw a triangle here. My scale factor will be 3. And my center of enlargement will be assigned right here. Okay. Or let's make the scale factor 4 to make a better, clear image of my shape after enlargement. Now we'll look at each length. You will see that this length is 2, and here I have 2, so I need to multiply that by the scale factor. I will also need to take in consideration the distance from my center of enlargement. So the distance here is 1 centimeter. If we multiply 1 by 4, I need to start my triangle after 4 centimeters. So it will start here. But the new length of my triangle will be 2 multiplied by 4, so it will be 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then from this side, it'll be also 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Of course, I only need to take the height of the triangle and the base of my triangle. I do not need to multiply the length of the hypotenuse by the scale factor. So here I only said the base is 2 centimeters times 4 will be 8. The height is 2 centimeters multiplied by the scale factor. It will also be 8. So this is my new image right here, are the 3 dots of my triangle. Of course, the angles, if you measure all the angles, will stay the same. The lengths are in proportion, but my angles will stay the same. Of course, you can take the distance from the center of enlargement from any end of the triangle. For this, I took it from where the right angle is. Let's name this point A. I can take it from point A. So from point A is 3 squares apart from my center of enlargement. So if I say 3 times 4 will be 12. Now I need to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And here will be my point A after enlargement. I can take my center of enlargement and from any end of the triangle. And of course, you need to remember, for enlarging my shape, I only need to take my base of a triangle and my height of the triangle. See, for this point, if it was called point Z is 2 squares away from my center. So we'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But as you may see, count point Z after enlargement is over here, not over here, because you need to take in consideration that it is the base and the height that we multiply or that we distance from the scale factor, from the center of enlargement. Here, point Z is 1 square far from the center of enlargement, but in height it's 2. So the height will be correct. If you multiply 2 by 4, it's 8, and it's where it should be, it's 8. But for the base, that's why you need to use the base for the center of enlargement or for the distance, because that gives you a clearer answer. Because here my base is on the same line as my center of enlargement. And that is all. I hope this was clear and helpful. And if you have any question, please leave it down below.